AskReddit by significant click 8284. What company will you never trust again? Comcast. Their agents will lie to your face and act like you're in the wrong when called out. Comcast is legit the scummiest business I've interacted with. Ashley Furniture. Joke of a company. Bank of America also scum. Ashley Furniture in Hawaii sold us a bedroom set and 2 days later closed their doors. Everyone who was owed money were free to take any furniture they wanted from the store. The line to go inside the store was extremely long and they were only letting a few customers at a time. Of course the bedroom set we wanted was already taken by another customer in the same situation. We ended up getting a dining room set I didn't really need. It was either that or wait years to go through the legal system. To this day, when I see them across the country, it reminds me about it and promise to never step foot in one ever again. Booking.com. I booked through them just to find out that the hotel had no record of my reservation. Then I spent an hour in the lobby trying to get them on the phone, just to find out the price wouldn't be honored and have them try to sell me another nearby hotel room. Nightmare. You see, you know how to take the reservation, you just don't know how to hold the reservation. And that's really the most important part of the reservation. Wells Fargo. Yup. I was one of the WF customers who suddenly had 3 mystery WF accounts under my name. This was prior to the court case, so I went into my branch to ask WTF. The manager said the guy who set up those accounts was the same guy that set up my original 2 accounts, a checking and savings account. That a-hole tried to make it sound like he was doing me a favor by setting up all these accounts. Making it worse, he says I need to log into my account in order for him to remove the other 3 accounts. He hands me that password box. I enter my password and he says that's an easy one to remember. Is that your favorite band? Edit to add that after he said that I asked for the branch manager and told him what just happened and that I was closing all of my accounts. HP Fire printers, large and small format, are all complete trash that require constant upkeep. For printers, you cannot go wrong with Brother black and white laser printers. They seem to last forever and the toner cartridges are affordable. Every other printer is garbage. Acme. Every fucking thing. From anvils to batsuits to zoot suits always fail. Their rocket skates are the worst. Airbnb. My wife and I were drinking and got pretty drunk at an Airbnb, and without letting us know the hosts sent a bunch of people to the property to refill the propane and other stuff. They came into the house while we were drunk and half naked and were catcalling my wife in front of me. This was a pretty big and well-known group operating in Tennessee. From what we found out, this is extremely common. I see no reason to trust any company. There's one thing you can trust about any company: they're in it for the money and will do as much as they can get away with to get it. EA. I lost all my sim shit because I hadn't logged in for more than 6 months. EA told me to reset my password so that they could restore my account. They kept saying the link was in my email, but it never came. Kept calling to try to get the issue fixed over a few weeks. Then I realized they were just dicking me around. Fuck EA. Jackson Hewitt. Had our taxes done a while back, and the tax preparer asked if we wanted the $200 cash advance. We did not. She then proceeded to change our information and use hers to get the temporary card with the advance. She then used an ATM to withdraw cash. She was arrested, but getting a refund was like pulling teeth from a hen. They didn't believe that it happened even though we had the paperwork with the tax preparer's information on it. It was a frigging nightmare. Oh, I almost forgot she added me to the return and said I was the sister instead of the mom. So we ended up owing $1,500 on top of the bullshit from the tax preparer. I do our taxes now. Johnson & Amp. Johnson. I had a nostalgic good feeling about them from their baby shampoo which my mom used with me. They kept selling talcum powder knowing it caused cancer, Sued scientists like Jacqueline Moline who researched the cancer link and testified about it. https://www.reuters.com/markets/us/court-tosses-2238-million-verdict-against-jj-talc-cancer-case-2003-10-3 created a web of re-and-amp, referring source equals article share, in a very shady attempt to avoid paying victims, which mostly failed in court. 3M is doing the same thing in regard to creating subsidiaries before their court date as they face a $6 billion lawsuit for defective products that were not recalled. Samsung TV broke a few days after their warranty expired. Their response was tough shit. A few weeks later, 3 TVs at work, also Samsung, also a few weeks out of warranty, all broke. Displays started getting horizontal dead lines. I also have a Samsung fridge, and it has the most problematic unreliable ice maker I've ever seen. Never again. Agreed. I had the infamous recalled washing machine that liked to rapidly disassemble itself. The recall fix resulted in the machine throwing itself out of balance and shutting off every spin cycle. The response from them was a similar tough shit. Unity. Synchrony. I paid off my account and they sent me to collections for an account that was at $0 and closed for months. Apparently somewhere it didn't register and they sent an old $200 balance to collections and I had to fight for 5 months to get it removed from my credit report because they kept delaying on sending me the payoff letter with the correct date. Bell. I used the service many years ago and it was fine, but I found a better deal and wanted to switch. I spent nearly an hour repeating please, just disconnect my service while the agent tried to convince me to stay, including insulting my intelligence about the reasons why I wanted to switch. I will never give them a dime for the rest of my life. Thankfully Canada passed some laws that make switching almost trivial at this point, so no one has to go through that, but I won't forget how I was treated. Not Bell, but TELUS, because fuck any of the big, only 3. MISO moved into a small town and wanted to connect with a small-time internet provider we had in Calgary. They could support the area, they just needed TELUS to turn on the connection to the house. TELUS delayed that by a week. And then, TELUS refused for 6 weeks to push the form that confirmed the house was hooked up. The small-time company just told MISO to go with TELUS since it was impossible for them to provide internet to him. I walked around that town checking Wi-Fi signals, and every house had TELUS. Fucking crooks. Wells Fargo is pretty damn sketchy. This is just a personal grievance. Back when Snapple had glass bottles, I swallowed a piece of glass that was in a peach tea or something. I reported it to Snapple and their response was felt pretty callous. Basically let us know if there's any medical bills, but the tone was really off, as if they treat every submission as if the person is lying to get coupons. I would hope they'd request the batch number or anything, but they did not. I haven't bought a Snapple in like 12 years since then. One time I bought a case of Stella Artois, and 3 of the bottles were kind of flat. 3 in a row, all along one side of the case. I didn't care a whole lot, but I used to work in a factory years ago, and wondered if they would appreciate a heads up. Maybe it was a sign of a larger problem. I understand that batch was probably bottled months prior, but I just felt like sending an email to see what they'd say. I got a personalized reply, and a coupon for a free 24 of Stella. Stella is still my favorite beer. Goodwill. They put a shirt on the rack that they never took the Walmart tag off of. Walmart had it priced $2 cheaper. This is getting so common with them. I always look to see if an item has a tag to compare with the original price with what they're asking. I don't really trust any company, especially public ones. They don't have any morals and they will support anything that gets them $. If it became popular to steal from homeless people, I know major corporations that would be first in line. The drive for constant quarterly growth is a blight on corporate philosophy. What happens when a company has expanded everywhere it feasibly can and already offers all profitable products and services? It can only start cutting costs, making those products and services worse, and are hurting its employees. Ford. I worked in a machine shop over 30 years ago. We had a shit ton of work from them and they said if we didn't put in a CNC inspection department they'd take it all away. So we spent like $100,000 for a fantastic CNC department. This was a long time ago lol. Took all the necessary training, got all the necessary certifications. We were a smallish shop, it really drained our reserves. They hauled us to Mexico within 6 months of setting up. We closed down a year later. Fuck Ford. BlackRock. At a damp, T, Wells Fargo, Bofa. Chipotle. Sure, every restaurant will have an outbreak of something at some point, but they had several outbreaks each of norovirus, E. coli, and salmonella. That's just criminal and the FDA agreed. Agrees pay $25 million fine resolved charges stemming more 1,100 cases foodborne. I have a family member who ran a produce supply business for a fast food chain. When Chipotle started he said to me, no way they can keep that system safe. They are going to have a lot of outbreaks. Meta. Nestle.